What's going on, everybody? Unready Future here, and welcome to the video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite Pokemon in recent times with the Scarlet and Violet expansion, Gholdengo EX. And Gholdengo is just such a funny, funny looking guy, string cheese man, and he's also really fun to play. So he's got the coin bonus ability, which is a built-in draw, and he's also the attacker, so he's both support and attacking Pokemon. So the coin bonus ability lets you draw a card, and if you're in the active spot, draw one more card. And his attack is really good too, where it's for one metal energy, and you can discard any amount of energy from your hand, and it does 50 times multiplier on the energy that you discarded. So very strong attack, very strong ability, and he's really set up in the meta right now to be very good. So alongside him with the supporting cast, we have the baby Gholdengo. I initially didn't have this in the build, and then I ran into a Raging Bolt player who ended up creating a one prize board state, and so I couldn't evolve into Gholdengo, and I couldn't attack with the tackle, the 50, damage for 3 energy. It just wasn't very efficient, so the baby Gholdengo helps initiate the prize trade, and you can have a single prizer basically take the first prize. If they don't answer to it, you can take more prizes with the single prizer. So that's what he's there for. It's kind of okay against walls, but we have another answer for walls, which is the Scizor EX. We have Scizor EX for walls. It's probably the best answer for walls that I could find, and trust me, I went through a lot of them. We could play the Cornerstone, but the Scizor is nice because we have the Scyther with the free retreat, and we also have the Scizor with the it's the stage 1 no EX Scizor, which does 50 damage, 10 plus 50 damage for each for each of your oh my god for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play that have an ability. So if you're playing against Terrabox, if you're playing against maybe another Gholdengo, Raging Bolt, etc., etc., you get the picture. You can hit up to really good numbers, and all they need is 4 Pokemon in play to be hitting 210. So you can gust up a Fezandipiti and use the single prize Scizor, and then they would have to gust one of your Gholdengos on the bench. So it can really help offset the prize trade. If you end up starting behind 2 prizes, it is possible to come back. Whereas if you don't have this option as an attacker, then you kind of are just stuck. You kind of just have to Iono and pray that your opponent isn't going to get, an attack off. Additionally, we have Munkidori. This is good against Dragapult. It's kind of good in general as well with any other deck that's not one-shotting us. So if we can get the attachment on, then we can. Usually it fixes the math on a lot of Pokemon, like Dragapult, for example. It gets it from 320 to 290, so it costs 1 less energy than it would if you didn't have the monkey. Same with Charizard. So all the stage 2s that have a high HP, the Munkidori helps fix the math a little bit. And it's also nice, I found, against Terrabox, if you can stick this guy in the active, they can't Wellspring Ogerpon, knock out your 70 HPs, and get a 2 prize turn. The Munkidori will survive. So that's kind of nice as well. Fezandipiti, nothing needs to be said about that, just a good card. We have the Arven build, so we have Ciphermaniacs, which is fantastic in this, which lets you put 2 cards on the top of your deck, and then with Gholdengo, you just draw them, so you basically get any 2 cards. However, the Arven is going to be our main focus. We are going to use Arven to Buddy Poffin out of the start, and then use TM Evolution. We have 2 of these in here, and we can get out our Gholdengos very easily this way. I prefer having the 2 TM Evo in case you don't start with Arven. You might just start with a TM Evo in your hand, and it's very likely you'll have an energy in your hand. So as long as we're going second, it's a really good way to set up your board, and as long as you're not playing against a deck that can take the first 2 prizes, the TM Evo works out pretty well. So we have the Vengeful Punch in here. as our other tool. And this is really interesting. So I've been going back and forth between the Rigid Band and the Vengeful Punch. The Rigid Band was really nice. It fixed a little bit of math for certain matchups. However, the Vengeful Punch, I actually saw a video from Azul today, actually, about Gholdengo, and he included the Vengeful Punch in his list. And so I decided to add it here because I realized that I didn't have an answer for Pikachu EX for Terabox, and Munkidori is not that great at handling Pikachu because they can just not leave any damage on your board, or they can just bench the Pikachu and use it immediately and not give you a chance to Munkidori over onto it until your Pokemon is knocked out, but by then you can use Pikachu EX twice, right? So that's what the Vengeful Punch is for. It's very situational though. I haven't really found myself using it too much. Maybe there's like a better way to deal with Pikachu EX. I'm not really sure. It'll still take some testing, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We have for the energy counts, we have 3 Lightning Energy for the Levincia Stadium. This is the newest stadium to come out and journey together that I think is probably one of the best stadiums in the format right now. It lets you get 2 basic lightning energy from your discard pile and put it into your hands. So your opponent can no longer Budu lock you out of Gholdengo if you discard all of your energy and you just can't win the game because you have no more energy and there's no other way to get it out because all of your energy retrieval is items, right? So this completely eliminates that fear, which is phenomenal. It's also really nice because the way it works out is maybe you need to Ultra Ball something and you want to save the energy in your hand, or you have other cards in your hand that you don't want to discard. You can simply Levincia, get those 2 lightning energy, and discard those with the Ultra Ball, and you just Ultra Balled for free. So that's really nice. We have the Jamming Tower in here. This is mainly for Gardevoir, but it can also help against things like the wall decks. The walls like to play Hero's Cape in certain builds, and so if you come across a Cornerstone Ogerpon and they put a Hero's Cape on it, you can put 2 energy on Scizor EX, and they're 2-shotting this, so you can power it up, and they usually take 2 to 3 turns to power up the Ogerpon, right? Put 2 energy on here for its second attack, Crossbreaker, discard 2 steel energy from this Pokemon, and it does 240 for each, or 120 for each damage, but you discard both. And then you Jamming Tower to get rid of the cape effect, and then you one-shot their Cornerstone Ogerpon. And then usually it takes them a really long time to get another one powered back up. They have to force something back up in the active, Turbo Energize, stuff like that, maybe Crispin, and then they have to wait a turn. So at the end, and they're still not one-shotting you, so you can then just do it all over again. So that's why the Jamming Tower's there. It's been really, really nice, to be honest. It's good against maybe Bolt has a Bravery Charm and you don't have enough energy. You can bump the stadium. Against decks that only run 2 stadiums, we have 3 total, so it's really nice. I kind of went back and forth between 3 Levincia as well, but 2 seems to be okay. It's fine. I would prefer 3 if I could have an extra card in the deck, but there's not enough room, right? Let's see what else. We have the Iono, just 1 copy. It's just to maybe early game, potentially hand disrupt our opponent if we're in a sticky situation. It can help when we're behind and we still have a lot of prize cards left. We can also pair it with Counter Catcher to basically Counter Catcher, maybe a Fezandipiti, and then Iono them to a low hand size, and just basically get ourselves back in the game. We have the Super Rod as well. It can just help get back our Scyther Scizor pieces, and maybe there's some situation where we have a vessel in our hand and we can get the dark energy back for Munkidori if we don't have the superior. It's just kind of versatile, and it also helps against if anyone happens to be playing the what is it called? The Slime Mold Colony Toadscruel that it doesn't allow you to put cards from your discard back into your hand. We can Super Rod. I haven't run into too much of that, but when I have, the Super Rod feels really good. Turo, it's for mobility, same as the Switch, and it also helps against Dragapult. It basically fixes the entire matchup. If you have Munkidori and Turo, you can literally just heal all the damage and punish them really, really hard for getting greedy and trying to take a 4 or even 5 prize turn. And so, yeah, that's the list. There's a lot that can be done with this list. It's really powerful. I think that it's honestly in a really good spot in the meta. And if you know all of the lines, you can really, really do well with this deck. And yeah, I don't know if this is the best way to play it. I haven't tried any other variation yet besides small tweaks to this list. But I'm really excited to show you guys what this deck can do. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. So I'm really hoping that we can face a deck here that is meta relevant in a competitive list, because I don't like to, I see this as like one of the best ways to test, and I think I've played some really good players today so far, so hopefully that trend continues. Broken starting hand. As long as this isn't like a poison deck, knock on wood, we should be alright. Oh boy. So this could be walls. We have a lot of answers to walls, so sure enough. Well, thankfully this dude already has 2 abilities in play. So we just go Buddy Poffin. Get these guys out for draw. Okay. So we just want to go Scizor EX Crossbreaker. Do we have Evo? Okay, let's see. So we can strike it rich. Well, Baby Scizor is doing 110, so it's 2-shotting. He's going to cape it. We can do 240. Is Jamming Tower in here? Yes. Okay. So we got the tower. We'll go ahead. Not too shabby. And we have Switch. We have Turo. Iono's in there. Boss is prized. Just triple checking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8. Wait, is that right? We have a lot of energy prized if that's the case. So honestly, I don't really want to mess around too much here. Let's just get our draw going. The other Evo's also in there, so there's plenty of opportunity to get the Scizor out. Now, since I removed the Night Stretcher for Super Rod, it's actually kind of bad if they like boss KO this Scyther immediately, but they need a lot for that, right? Yeah, like they have to take another turn, and that gives us an opening. We can actually TM Evo again and get an energy onto that Scyther so that we have a full bench of Gholdengo, and then we'll have the Scyther into the Scizor EX. It's going to force them to put down more Pokemon. Yeah, this is just a pretty good if we can pull off everything. Okay, we don't even need to TM Evo. Oh, very cool. Oh, we'll do that. And do we just go ahead and Energy Search? We can Ultra Ball. No. Oh, I kind of want to keep here's what we'll do. We'll E-search, get energy out of the deck, right? And then we'll go ahead and Ultra Ball, Lightning, Water. Grab another Gholdengo. Attach for turn. Evolve. Active. So we can take this out. And then we have game next turn. If we can Cipher like Jamming Tower plus... Well, we need the energy. Okay, we have the Switch. That's actually huge. So we'll go ahead and we'll Cipher. And we'll grab Vessel, Jamming Tower. Yeah. And we have Switch in hand. Take the KO. And that's game next turn. If they don't... Well, I guess they have to Iono me to get that Switch out of my hand. So if they Iono me, they're still in it. But if I get into like a Turo, maybe I could have put... see, maybe I could have put like a Turo and then the Jamming Tower and then like... Well, I guess there's no other way to get that metal energy since they're stuck on 2 Pokemon right now. But this is very good for me. This Scizor EX is a game changer. Because it also takes him... Like, it'll take me 2 turns to power this Scizor up, but it also takes them 2 turns to... I mean, yeah, it takes basically 2 turns for them to set up this cornerstone. So there's the Iono. Hopefully we draw into an Arven. Okay. We could also draw into the Arven off of all the coin bonuses. But all we have to do is hit Switch now, which is cool. So, we'll go ahead and Vessel. Get out that last metal. 3 Arven, 2 Cipher. So we'll use these 2. The monkey's nice too. There's Arven, so that is a cornerstone that is toasted. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. The game's really blessing me here, aren't they? Okay, so let's... do we want a Turo? What's like the smart Turo? It would be to like Turo a Scizor that's damaged, right? I think so. Because I don't care if they KO this, but I care if they KO this because I'm going to have to do a lot more to get it back. GG's. Yeah. Wall's matchup is not bad once you have multiple answers in your deck, I guess. I think Gholdengo has a lot of play. It needs you have to know the lines, and I just don't know all of them. That's for sure. So if it's not evident by all this, like I think honestly, the past like let's think the 2 Bolt games, I didn't have good single prize attackers, so I think that was kind of relevant because I didn't have the Scizor with the ability. I didn't have the Scizor with the, excuse me, I didn't have the single prize Gholdengo, and I didn't have the single prize Scizor. I just had EXs. So I couldn't do anything against Baby Bolt, and he had a 1 prize board. Let's see. Okay, Fez is in there. Gotta make sure. I could Ultra Ball Arven next turn for a knockout, so I'm not going to Evo. I think we'll just hold. I could also Buddy Poffin. No, I think we hold. And yeah, like this again is like an example of I could just advance my board here and just focus on drawing cards. Well, there's an Iono. Hopefully we don't get crap. But again, like, okay, this is actually this is kind of fire, not gonna lie. But I don't know. I feel like I get punished if I don't make a play, and then I get punished if I make a play, you know? I guess it's like a matter of like it's percentages, right? Like what's the odds that I'm gonna get this two prizer in play later? Like I'm not thinning my deck out if I'm not getting these Gholdengos and drawing through cards and all this stuff. So yeah, I think it's taking the high percentage plays and guaranteed not losing needs to be the goal as opposed to trying to get the most favorable board state. And I think that's where I kind of screw up. So he didn't take a KO. So I'll just put these guys down. Um, they could attack me with the they could attack with the Kilowattrel. I don't think they want to. Um, I could Iono and just see if I get a high roll into like no. I think I think it's correct to minor errand running. God. So at the very least, I'm hitting for 110 with Scizor, and I'm hitting for 130 always with the single prize Gholdengo. And the cool thing is, I guess, with having two single prize attackers in here, although they are stage ones, they're somewhat accessible with how much draw we have and also how much um, we have like Ultra Balls and stuff. Maybe, yeah, I don't know, dude. If I could fit like two or three stretchers, like if I could have an additional two cards, like two stretchers for sure, 100%. Because then you could just stream the single prize Gimmighoul, and you're trading favorably into a Raging Bolt. Right? So, well, I guess it's not favorably technically, but I mean, if they have enough prizes with a single prize Scizor, for example, or you could two-shot them and you're not just straight losing the game. So I think we Fez here first. Because I really don't want to Iono. Okay, sick. That's so sick, dude. Yeah, because Ionoing would be not the best. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the energy is officially out of the deck, and we are swinging for a lot of damage. So we'll go ahead and attach. We'll go ahead and coin bonus. Okay, sick. Low key could Cypher for counter catcher. I think we just play boss though. They don't have another belly bolt down. Cool by me. Jamming Tower. Could be annoying. Get them to replace the stadium, which would also help me because then we're just getting a free Levincia. Yeah. And we're also taking out 2 energy off board, which we would have with the Bolt, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 300. 7, why not? There's no reason for me to draw into a Dark Energy. We have plenty of superiors. So now we just go 2-2-2 is the idea. That's the hope. I wonder how many Ionos this plays. Maybe I should have also taken the Bolt so they don't Iono me, but I think with the Fez plus 2 Dengos, or 1 Dengo I guess it would be after he KOs it, I think I'm okay. Unfortunately, I also just nerfed my Scizor, my baby Scizor. There's the Iono. Never punished. As predicted. What's funny now, because he doesn't have any more draw on board. Or not draw, but he doesn't have any more ways to just infinitely attach energy on board. Yeah. Unfortunately, I've lost enough to good players with real decks that I've now dropped to the ELO where we're facing. Like, not to say that this guy's a bad player. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that this deck is not good, and maybe he's just trying to have fun, which is like valid. Like that's completely fine. Okay. So I think we Fez first. Cipher for Rod Superior. Rod. These guys out. Buddy. Superior. Grab anything but lightning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 250. That's enough. Okay. Yeah, I didn't do the math before doing all this, so that might have been a mistake. Oh, I also have this coin bonus that I just forgot about because it wasn't glowing. Okay, so we would have had it easy if they had the. I was thinking if they had like the charm or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So they have to play Sados now to get an attack off, unless they use the Voltorb. But their board's just it's literally non-existent right now, except for this Kilowattrel. That's the one thing keeping them strong. So they stretcher the Bolt back, Belly Bolt that is. Belly Bolt Raging Bolt. It's just Bolt squared is the name of this deck. I don't know why no one's ever said that before. So we finally get a win against Raging Bolt, even though it's like the meme deck version. Oh, the E-Switch. So they can play Iono. They don't need to do the... Did they already play E-Switch before and I just didn't notice? Or... is it the... Okay, they did play it before. I'm assuming they're going to try and Iono me. Which have a lot of resources left in deck. Yeah. And that's game, as long as they don't have a HP modifier here. Like, I could honestly see the viability of this deck if it just wasn't so dependent on stage one, the stage ones, right? Like, if it had, like, it'd be fine if it had a little bit more flexibility with the, like, if it had an attacker that could do like a snipe, like the Darmanitan. Um, but unfortunately for this deck, it does not have that. Unless I'm mistaken. So the Iono is superior to the bottom, I believe. So do I want to shuffle the deck? What else got put to the bottom? A bunch of energy cards? No, no, no. Okay, so I think we're okay not shuffling the deck just yet. Flip. Okay, there's one superior, then we'll have the other with the Arven, so that's game. Or we'll just draw it. Bonkers. Broken deck. Broken. Very cool, very cool. Yeah. GG's. Actually 1-1 just because we got to go 2-2-2 and they didn't. Simple. Okay. Here we are. We're here. We're here. And we start off with a mulligan. This got to be April Fools, right? This got to be jokes. 2 mulligans? Oh my gosh. Okay, starting hand is okay. We're going second against our own will. We do want to go second, but with this hand, this feels like a go first hand, and oh boy. Oh boy. So, we are fully unprepared for this. If we had gone first, we had the Clef key, which we didn't start, which is unfortunate, because this would not have happened. And if they have the boss, crystal, attach slash e-switch, then we're cooked. Because I can get 2 Gholdengos out, but we might be cooked. And they got the Latias. Chat, are we cooked? Goodness gracious, what a crazy starting hand. I mean, to be fair, we did give them 2 extra cards off the mulligan, so. Oh. Okay. Okay. So we're not completely out of it. We could go Klefki to try to prevent the retreat, right? Could be a play. However, they could just Crispin attach Crystal, but that would prevent them. Well, we wouldn't have the 2 gimmies, right? So we just have to go like that, and we'll retreat into the Munkidori, and we just have to pass. So if they have the boss, they just have it, and we lose, and this video is over. I don't know if I'll ever be able to recover from the water spring or the wellspring ogre pond boss play. I mean, I guess it really just depends if they have 2 Noctowls in hand, right? Because they just need crystal. Well, really, they just need to attach crystal and then boss. So as long as they have an energy in hand, which they just teal danced. It could bundle me. Okay. I don't think Terrabox runs bundle. Oh, okay. Kind of works for me. What supporter are they going to play? Yeah, they just got the Nest Ball Crystal. Unfortunately, Pikachu is very difficult to deal with, so they're not, this isn't bad. This isn't terrible for them. Um, and they can still get a 2-prize play with the Teal Mask. So I'm kind of reluctant to put a 2-prizer in play here, but at the same time, they just have the options available to them. Okay, we got the Cipher. That's pretty good. How do we want to play that? We can go ahead and maybe we just set it up for next turn. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I could have retreated and then like ciphered for eSearch Pro, and then we could have done like a cool play where we Adrenabrain the 30 to get the Pikachu. I think that was a misplay. Because I could have definitely gone for the switch and at least put one of these active. Maybe the Scyther even. I guess that wouldn't have stopped them though from the. Maybe we go Jamming Tower. I don't hate it. I do hate that we don't get an energy attachment for this turn because that means we'll be behind. So we'll basically never get to attach to the Munkidori if this Pikachu is going to be at play. But I'm thinking maybe we can just boss from hand and go counter catcher, boss, if they just take the 1-prize knockout. I mean, I think we probably just lose, to be honest, at this point, because they'll get the 2 off of these from the Wellspring. I'm going to need them to misplay and basically put damage somewhere. Maybe I should have ciphered for the Scizor EX just to prevent this from happening, and they'd have to keep Fanrodom in the front. But thankfully enough, they've already used 2 Noctowl, and they don't have another on board here, so I could, hypothetically, I could Night Stretcher for Munkidori back, right? Maybe wait to do that, but I can boss Pikachu, not take the KO, right? Jamming Tower's here. Jamming Tower, so they'd have to E-switch or Crispin or whatever onto it. They take the KO, they're down to 2. Well, let's just see. Let's see. I don't want to put the monkey down just yet. We'll go ahead and E-search. Okay. And we will coin bonus. The Fez is not bad, to be honest. I don't want to put down something that can get KO'd by the Wellspring. So we would definitely want to put down Fez. So let's go ahead and Fez. Honestly, I really would like to use the counter catcher here as opposed to the boss, but we have boss in hand. Do we want to boss it up and then Jamming Tower? Because we're getting rid of these 3, so it doesn't really matter. Right? Yeah. So let's go ahead and drag this guy up. Or maybe it's correct to just get the energy out of play, because he's going to have to E-switch onto it. I mean, which he could do from the Fanrodom and just attach. Did he get a Crispin? I don't know. I feel like it could be correct to just take the energy off the board. It's also draw. I don't know. We have to eventually go through this Pikachu, so I'd rather just do it now. What if, though? Klefki? So we'll just burn this. And let's smack. Okay. So. Got 5 energy in the discard. Probably should have done the dark as well, but whatever. So I fully expect them to get a KO here, which is kind of tough. As long as they don't get a stadium out. Because I'm okay with them doing like a Crispin E-switch, because that's like a lot. And they'd be down 2 Crispin and their E-switch. You know, if Rigid Band was like a perfect, like, it would be kind of ridiculously powered to have it, you know, add to 310, but would be pretty cool. So we have the Levincia, making Arven for Stretcher for the monkey. Well, we can't even monkey, like we'd have to attach the Gholdengo, so. Okay, this is perfect, actually. This is exactly what we wanted. Oh my goodness, this was much better than anything that could have happened, so. He would have been better off just passing here. Like, putting that damage on me was not the play, sir. Uh, okay. So I don't know. I don't know what all's in deck. We got Vessel, and we have Darkness Energy. Doesn't seem like we can really get both, so I guess let's coin bonus and just see what we get. We got Superior. Now I'm kind of regretting not putting that energy, that dark energy in the discard. Okay, we got Turo. We got CC as well. So, tough. Very tough. We could just CC KO this. I think that could be correct. We could also just Turo this at attach. So we reset. I don't hate that. Although that does kind of put me in a tricky spot with the Wellspring, potentially. I don't think they run any other tools, so I just need the one. So I think Jamming Tower being gone is fine. It can also be nice for next turn with Arven. So we'll pull this guy back up. But that does kind of screw up our plan a little bit, just ever so slightly. Because now I should have just gotten rid of both of them, to be honest. But, you know, making misplays, we're just chilling. So they're going to Fez draw here. Got the other Levincia good. So they could like Crispin. They can't counter catcher me, which is nice. They do have a counter catcher in here, that's for sure. So we do have to be wary of that. But we'll hopefully get a Gholdengo up on one of these guys, and then hopefully the next one will come next turn. So they can Blood Moon us, which is why the Rigid Band will be nice. Well, Blood Moon does 240. I guess I could bring out Pikachu again. But again, it's so much resources to it. Yeah. They also just don't have. Okay, let's see. Kind of a really unfortunate whiff with the Munkidori. That would have been a perfect. We could have taken 3 prizes. And we would have been. I think we would have been in Blood Moon range. But I don't think it would have mattered because we'd be on odd pricing and they couldn't Briar us. I actually don't know if Terrorbox build even runs Briar, but I'm just kind of glad they didn't get the Wellspring turn 2. I think that kind of saved us, and the fact that they whiffed. They had a lot of stuff go wrong for them, so. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. We get the Night Stretchers, so the Munkidori play is there if we want it, and we have the luxury of attaching. Go ahead and coin bonus a couple times. We get boss, fire. I think we just Levincia. Yep. And then we can superior away Klefki Scizor. That's 6. I mean, that's more than enough. Then we can just boss Teal Mask. Because I really don't like them having that much energy to work with. Unless I'm like missing something here. Maybe going after the Hoot Hoot would be better. So they can't like Iono me. Because Iono would be kind of detrimental. I'll go ahead and just attach. We'll attach to get ready for the next turn. And we'll just go ahead and grab Monkey. I think is okay. And they can Wellspring me if they would like, but most they're getting is 2 prizes, and now we'll be ahead. So let's go ahead. Because they could go what? They could go Crispin, Pikachu, E-Switch next turn, even with just the energy here. I don't really want to go on odds, so let's just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. Get all that energy in the discard. So we hit the perfect numbers now to where we can use Levincia and then use the superior energy, and we can get all 6 energy out, and we're one-shotting anything. I'm kind of torn between the 2 Levincia and the 3, but honestly, like, all of these decks use 3 stadiums, essentially, right? Whether it's like Area Zero decks, or I guess like Gardevoir might use 2 Artisan, but you're never going to win a Stadium War if you have 2 stadiums against most decks, because they'll have 3, especially if you put yours down first. So the idea is to have the Levincia in play at all times. It also helps because you basically can Ultra Ball for free. I mean, it's so good. It's such a good stadium. So I feel like 3 is kind of warranted. Okay, so we're going for the Ogerpon. Goodness. We're going for the Terrapagos, it looks like. You know, the Clefairy wouldn't have been a bad attacker in this. They could one-shot with the Clefairy. I mean, I am hitting it for weakness, but it seems like they just kind of had a slow start. Like, they had the Fez draw and everything. They just couldn't really piece together what they needed to. But this should be Wraps. I mean, he could Briar, which would be unfortunate, but if they're not disrupting my hand, we just have game in hand. And this is why I like the Jamming Tower as well. The crystal is just so good, but it does make it slightly awkward. I really don't know why they didn't just go for the Wellspring play with the crystal, to be honest. Like, I understand wanting to set up the Pikachu in this matchup, but yeah, them whiffing that was really bad. And even though I didn't quite punish them for it with the Munkidori play, I very well could have. Maybe if I was just better at the game and I had just gone for it, because, yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the issue is I only run 1 stretcher in this list, so the play wouldn't have been available to me twice if they had gone for the Wellspring KO on the monkey. So that was kind of my thought process behind not going ahead and Night Stretchering for it, which I probably should have explained at the time, but it's fine. So they have the Noctowl, or the Hoot Hoot. They played Crispin. They didn't play Crispin. They didn't play a supporter that turn. They just put it in hand. So that's game. GG. I don't even know if I want to bother with... Okay. Can we just... We have it without... I just don't want to have to wait for them to like discard their benched Pokemon. But I think we have it without the Levincia here, so that's fine. Yeah, cool. GG's. That is a really tough matchup, not gonna lie, but our opponent made some mistakes, we made some mistakes, but fortunately for us, they made a few more than we did, so good game. All right, here we go. Hopping into this game against the Super Wombat. Sounds kind of scary, to be honest with you. And the Super Wombat is a little upset. Looks like it's a Future Hands deck. Very cool. And I will take those 2 mulligans because that actually helps me out a lot. So here we go. Not gonna lie, starting hand is kind of cracked. So we'll do a little price check in here. Yep. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so not bad. Honestly, I don't feel horrible playing the Jamming Tower now. And I'll let him... actually, that was a misplay. I should have attached to the Fezandipiti, but honestly, like, I kind of planned in my head to Turo it as well. Yeah, there we go. Jamming Tower. Get wrecked. So, maybe they'll draw into... what stadium does this deck play? I don't even know. But, yeah, so I'm very glad that we did not start with the Gimmighoul. We're going to have a little sequence here where essentially... Okay, they're going to bundle me. I mean, that gives me Fezandipiti. And that gave me the switch out, so I'm not like terribly upset with that. Now they are hitting for 200 with arm press, so we'll see what happens. But I can counter catcher them as well, so we'll push Gimme. I mean, the starting hand is it's just kind of unstoppable, depending on what's in the deck. So we'll go ahead and Energy Search, and let's see, counter catcher is in there, so we'll go ahead and get that. And we'll go ahead and do this. So we're hitting for 300. So let's go ahead and Cipher. Let's Fezandipiti first, and then Cipher. Okay, so yeah, that's cool with me. So we'll Ciphermaniacs for. We'll get a Buddy Poffin to get the 2 Gimmighoul out, and then we'll get the counter catcher, and then we'll just take out this hands. Well, let me think. Would it be better to take out the hands with the Heavy Baton? I mean, I feel like... I mean, it's the same thing. It's just me getting a 2-prize KO, and he'll have to move the energy here. Well, there's a Jamming Tower. What am I talking? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? So let's just go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's KO. Interesting that he put down the tools with the Jamming Tower. I might not have been paying full attention. He might have just researched, so yeah, he did Professor's research, so I guess it made sense to attach them um, beforehand, but whatever. So we got another research going. Picnic basket. I guess that's for Dragapult. Town store. Okay. Heal 30 damage. Yeah, seems like a Dragapult card to me. However, they are extremely behind now because of the Jamming Tower, which was a sick inclusion. So let's see. Honestly, I like this deck. Oh, poor Super Wombat. He's so sad. We're going to switch into Mew for one. Do we really want to do that? We're going to burn a switch to draw one. That's where we're at, I guess. So, I mean, he's hitting peak acceleration for 100. That puts me in Ampy very much range, that's for sure. But by the time he does that, I will have a lot of stuff. So we'll go ahead and do this and evolve these two Gholdengos on the bench. Could I? 160, 120, 140. I could put the Rigid Band on this Gholdengo here, so that we're not getting KO'd by an Ampy very much, which is kind of hilarious. We'll go ahead and Levincia. I could have also Turo'd, to be honest, but I kind of want to be aggressive here at this point because, well, I want to get a KO on a two-prizer, and I don't want to dilly around anymore. Let's just put down the monkey. Coin bonus. We'll see what we get. Ah, tough. Okay. So we can Levincia for one. Doesn't seem very appealing. I could just Arven and get the superior. I think we'll do that, and then what we can do is we can attach to the monkey, heal, so that we're completely unaffected by this 100 damage that they put out on us. A bundle, honestly, an iron bundle would be sick right now. But we'll go ahead and we'll just take the 30 off of here. And you know what? We could do a play where we hit an Iron Hands and then we don't KO it, right? And then we hit it with the Munkidori and we can take like a multiple prize turn. But that also, I don't know, that seems kind of convoluted because at this point they're gonna have to amp or arm press to get the K. Actually, they can't even do that for the KO, I don't think, because of this rigid band. The rigid band is like a really nice. It really does fix a lot of math, and so that's why I like having it in this list here. It was actually a deviation of the theme deck that came with the rotation that the Pokemon Company had. So this arm press is hitting for 180, 200, minus 30, so 170. So we're surviving this arm press, which is pretty impressive. No pun intended. Impressive. No? Did I miss something? 160, 180, 200. What am I missing here? 160, 180. Oh, times 3. He had the third one. Okay. Well, uh, I mean, an Iono would just be pretty rough for him, right? We'll just Iono. Cool with me. Yeah. Yeah, maybe did he bench this? Like I have to. Okay, he played it on the bench that turn, so I wasn't paying attention to that. So that's on me for not realizing that. But it's fine, you know. Okay, sick. So I can superior these two away and then get it back off Levincia. This is why Levincia is such a good just overall card for especially for Gholdengo. I mean, it's kind of broken. So we have more than enough. How do we lose? Can they amp me for they're hitting for 120, 140, 160, 180? 200. I mean, they'd have to get down a fourth Iron Crown, Gust, and put a future booster in order to take game next turn. So I don't know. It seems like a lot. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So they're gonna move the energy. Of course, they're gonna move all of it to the hands. Prizes were pretty good. He's sad again. Super Wombat plays. Don't be sad. You're making me sad. So he gets the fourth. No way. No way, dude. No way. Oh my goodness. Don't tell me he has it in hand and he's gonna. Oh my god. He could get it. Well, he's down two boss. How many boss? Arven for counter catcher? Prime catcher? No! No! Oh my god. He actually got the play. Well played, Super Wombat. I can't even. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. GG's. All right, here we go. Hopping into the game. We are facing Plasma Eris. So I'm really hoping that this game works out because I don't know if you can tell I'm frustrated here, but I've been trying to get content for like the past hour, and half of my opponents concede after like turn two, and the other half of games have been donks. Like literally the past two games I've played against a Pecharunt Turbo donk deck, like the Archaludon build, which is really annoying that donking is still a thing considering that all of the V Pokemon are gone. So I'm sitting here getting like there's only four Nest Ball in the deck, right? You can only have four Nest Ball in the deck, and dudes are busting out like double or triple Nest Ball in their starting hand. It's just so it's very frustrating. I can't lie. Okay, so this is kind of a scary start here. I don't really have much to work off. If it's Terra Box, they're just gonna they can water pond me. Nothing else has given me any indication of as to what this is. Could be Raging Bolt. If it's Water Pond, I just lose. If it's Raging Bolt and I go ahead and bench the Fezandipiti, I also likely lose. Um, if I Ultra Ball and don't get Fez or anything, then I could just have a dead turn next turn. I'm just going to pass. I have to hold this Ultra Ball. Scyther could be a threat. Okay, Area 0. Scyther could be a really nice threat against Terra Box, though. Okay, they Iono me. So, not bad. hopefully, okay, so since they Iono'd, I don't know, they can still get the water pawn off. They need a lot though. They need a lot more. They'll need the retreat. They'll need Crystal E-Switch and Grass Ogre Pawn with a Teal Dance. So they need a lot from that. And here's Noctowl. That can get them 2 pieces. He could sob this and trap it, which would be funny because I could actually switch into Dengo and get the first KO. So he's digging for it. What did he get off the Jewel Seeker? Yeah, they're digging for it. That's for sure. Restart for 1. Vessel. Crispin. That could hurt them for the next turn. But if they get the donk now, it doesn't matter, right? All they need to do is draw into a Noctowl off this Teal Dance or an Ultra Ball. No. No, they'd have to discard their whole hand, including that energy. Oh, there's E-Switch. That's okay, so they could assault landing me. They could do that. Okay. So what can they KO me with? They have Pikachu. They have Terapagos, which is hitting 240. Okay. So Stretcher's in the deck. I could get that Scizor back, which I kind of would like to do. E-Search is in the deck. So is TM Evo. I think at this point, I kind of want to just prevent against Water Pawn since they already set it up, but we can just prevent against him getting... Okay, so what do I do? Could I Cipher? I could Arven and then Cipher. Or, I mean, and then coin bonus and save Cipher for next turn. Cause yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I feel like this deck plays at least 2 to 3 Iono. So to avoid my Energy Search Pro getting put to the bottom, I'm just gonna grab a Vessel. Because I can discard it. It doesn't feel good to discard a Ciphermaniac, but it's fine. Could discard the Switch as well, but eh. Or we could coin bonus and then discard whatever. Yeah. Or we'll just draw into energy. That's cool. That actually works out beautifully. Okay, sweet. So if they go Water Pawn, they could put damage on this Gholdengo and then KO the Gimmighoul, going up the first 2. They could do that for sure. But at least they can't boss and take 2. I mean, what else could they do here to get 2 prizes? Oh, they could Clefairy. Dang, I didn't even think about that. That's 7, 10, 220. So most they can hit was 240, right? With this bench, it'd be 11, 220, 240. Yeah. It's a good thing I didn't put anything else on the bench. So maybe this is like max bench size for this matchup. I don't think this is a Fez. Like I don't think I've ever benched Fez. Um, they could just smack me with Assault Landing. Maybe I should have gone for the E-Search Pro because now I'm just kind of stuck. I can't Gust and get E-Search out. But I have 4 cards off the coin bonus plus the top deck, so that's 5 cards to potentially draw into it, or I could Earthen Vessel. Because I just need, what, 5? No, I just need 4 to KO this Mew, so I just need to draw into 2 energy. Or this Clefairy, so that's really nice, actually. Okay, so he gets the attack off. He's just going to punch. Which is fine. And they're down 2 Crispin, which kind of shuts down any Water Pond plays, I think. It also hurts their Pikachu plays. Okay, cool. What do we get? Buddy Poffin. Well, now that they put a 2-prizer in the active, I don't have to Gust, so I mean, I can just straight up. I'm pretty sure I can just straight up Cipher here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get Dingo and eSearch, and actually we have 2 SERs prized, which is not good. That's fine. It's not an insurmountable issue here. Okay. Well, I guess I didn't think about it, but they could hit smack with Ogre Pawn and then, set it up for like a Gust or something. Honestly, would have been nice to get the stadium too. Uh, it's fine. Let's just go ahead. Smack. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's none in the discard. We can get 2 off of Levincia, and then let's just add an extra one so that we can get 2 off Levincia and then 4 off an SER, and that's KOing anything. That's 300. Perfect maths. It'd be crazy as if they had an Iron Hands and then they bench it plus Crispin plus, I guess it'd have to be double E-switch, which is tough, but it's not impossible. Hoot Hoot or Noctowl gets you half of them, half of the pieces. There's a Noctowl now. There's Latias. I mean, I think we can straight 2-2-2 them, which is pretty sweet that they didn't take the first 2. And it's nice that we're keeping this Lily's Clefairy out of one-shot range. I'm really glad I didn't overbench, and I noticed that after the fact, so I could have easily goofed if I had drawn into that Night Stretcher because I really wanted that Scyther. So how much is Scyther hitting for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Goodness. So Scizor would be hitting for 360, which is pretty nuts, all things considered. Okay, so get the crystal out. Maybe Pikachu? No. Fez. Okay, so they're board locked. They could just come in with Teal Mask. I mean, I assume they're gonna Water Pond me and then set up for a KO on one of these for the next turn. They could boss. They're saving the crystal. It's good to note. Did they support it for this turn yet? There's boss. So it's as I suspected. They're gonna put damage on this for a KO next turn, but they've used 2 boss already. Like, I don't know about that one, Chief. It'll be nice to get the Scyther out too, because now we won't get one shot by Clefairy. Plus, um, it will threaten for game if they don't do something about it. So we have boss KO on anything we want. They've used both Noctowl, so I feel like they can't string together too many more plays. I'm scared of Pikachu. Do one more coin bonus. Okay, then we can switch and use this one. Do we want to Cipher? I can get a Stadium Bump. Well, they'll just get rid of abilities. But the Stadium Bump would be nice for taking KOs. Let's Cipher. And we can grab Night Stretcher. Honestly, Scizor wouldn't be bad. I just don't want them to Iono me again, to be honest, but it's okay. We still have a lot of resources. I think now would be a good time to probably thin some cards as well. Yeah, so so we need to attach return. Let's focus on getting the so we need 5. So we can get 2 from this. Let's go ahead and thin this Poffin out. We still have an SER in the prizes as well, so that's a good thing to take note of. They can't KO this with Water Pond. Rigid Band, does that do anything for us? I mean, if we like bench another thing, Lily's Clefairy doesn't KO us, but I think we're cool with the bench we got now. I could just preemptively Fez, but like I don't think it matters if they take a 2 prize KO in this next turn. Unless they Briar me. But they'd have to Gust Briar that. I would have put it at 190, so if I Stadium bumped, yeah, I could have done that. Okay, let's go ahead and Vessel. And let's get rid of an Arven. We'll get rid of the Nest Ball if they Iono me. We still have... Actually, that was our last Nest Ball. It's fine. Superior. We'll get rid of an Arven. Cipher, I think. How many have we used? 2? But Pokegear will help us dig. Let's just get rid of it. And they concede. Okay, well. I don't know if I'm like taking too long or something. Like, I don't know like why these opponents keep conceding, but we'll take the win.